Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are going to work on a log splitter. So fall is quickly approaching. It's about time to start splitting firewood. And unless I want to do it all by hand, I need to get a log splitter up and running here. So we have a log splitter outside the shop. It's been sitting outside in the elements for probably 4+ years at least, and she's in really rough shape. Originally, my thought was I'd rip the engine off of it, probably put a different engine on it, and just keep using it like that. But I figured it'd be fun for us to go through it, diagnose its issues, get it up and running. I did give it a quick little tug on the pull string, and it definitely does feel locked up. So I think it'll be a good challenge to see if we can get this thing up and running and splitting wood again. So I will take you guys outside. I'll show you what we got. I think the first thing we should probably do is clean it up a bit, because I did notice a lot of hydraulic fluid all around it as well. So there's definitely a leak somewhere. And if we want to see where that's coming from, we're going to have to clean her up a little bit. So let me show you what we got, and then we'll tow this thing up to the driveway and hit it with the power washer, I guess, and see if we can clean it up. All right. So this is the unit here. Oh, we got some bees flying around it too. That's nice. Get away, little bumble. Scram. So this looks like a Dirty Hands Tools professional grade log splitter. We have a Kohler 3000 series 6.5 196 cc. So pretty much just the same basic engine they throw on everything. She's definitely locked up, and if you look down here, you can see that darker spot there. It definitely looks like she's been leaking some fluid on that tire as well, all around this filter. Oh yeah, all down there. So yeah, this one might be a challenge, but these little engines are pretty bulletproof, so I think she just needs some tender loving care, and we should be able to get this thing fired up again. So yeah, let's tow her on out of here. She's kind of blocked in. We'll tow her out of here, get it up top, give it a nice power washing, get all the speeders and stuff like that out of it. Hopefully there's not a full-on bee's nest in this thing. And get her in the shop and get wrenching on it. So here she is. She's leaking all kinds of nasty black liquid out the front. Not sure what that is. So we'll hit it with a little bit of spray here, help get some of the gunk off, and then just hit her with a quick power wash. We're not gonna get too crazy here. Just get all the wood out of it and all the grease off so we can see what we're doing. Alright guys, this thing actually cleaned up pretty good. You got some rust in here, but that's to be expected. The paint cleaned right up. The engine actually cleaned up pretty nice. The wheels, tires are low on air, but they look pretty good. This side is where all that oil was leaking. So I got that all cleared off. And then what we'll do is just blow this thing off so it's not wet. And then we should be able to see where she's leaking from. Hopefully it's just one of these fittings. But honestly, it looks like it could just be like every connection. But yeah, let's get this sucker back down to the shop, blow her off, and then dig in, see what we're working with here. Alright guys, we're back. It is the next day. She's all dried up now, and I think we're ready to start digging into this thing and see what we got going on. So let's just start by running through it and seeing what we notice. I definitely want to search down some of those leaks that we saw. It seems like it might be leaking the hydraulic fluid from multiple places. So, and then we also got that seized up engine issue that we got to deal with as well. So let's just take a look at it, see what we got, and we'll go from there. So far everything looks not too bad. It actually cleaned up really good. The pull start is kind of doing some weird stuff, like skipping, but then when it does grab, it definitely feels locked up. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh. So there's definitely a lot of like scaling in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So the carb is definitely going to have to be gone through, which we kind of already knew that. But looking down the intake, I can see, I don't know what that is. It's some sort of like scaly material down there. So that's not good. Let's see here. There's oil in it. It smells okay. Not a lot of oil in it though. Yeah, I don't really know the history with this thing. If it's ever been serviced. I don't know, but it's definitely super low on oil. I mean, there's almost nothing on the stick, even if I twist it all the way in. Yeah, that's not good. Alright. Some rust in the tank, but no gas in the tank. That's also not good. Did that gas go down the cylinder? Let's see here. I'm assuming what happened here is the gas probably was left on or still getting through the shutoff or something. Because I don't see us leaving this thing without gas in it. And I'm betting that gas probably got its way into the cylinder and then just seized everything up. So I think we're gonna have to fully rip this thing apart and probably pull the head off and everything, pull the jug, probably have to hone it, the whole nine. So let's start ripping off the gas tank and carburetor, the exhaust, get all that stuff out of the way, and then we'll get a peek in there and see what it looks like and go from there. Alright, I guess let's start by getting this guy out of the way. Oh my goodness gracious. All that in there. Super crust. Super crust. Guys, I don't even know if this is salvageable. Why are you so crusty, bro? Dang, dude. That's bad. I might have another carb for this. I do have a bunch of parts for these engines. I even have a whole modified like racing engine, a 212. It's all done up. Soup this baby up. But no, I really want to see if we can get this one going. So this is going to take some work. I don't know if this is salvageable, but it's a good test subject to see how far gone one of these things can actually be. I mean, that choke is all freaking rusted, man. I don't know. Sometimes you'd be surprised though. We'll get it in the ultrasonic cleaner and see what we can do with it. Alright, was that breather hooked up? Yeah, it looks like it was. Alright, let's pop this plug. Let's see what's going on in there. Oh yeah. Come on, Krusty. Oh guys, this isn't good. See all that rust on the plug? And if you look closely, there's also liquid in the tip of the plug. Looks like water. Not looking good. Well, that was working properly. We'll clean that up a bit too. Inside looks pretty good. Alright, well, let's finish getting this carburetor off. Just to be safe. Pinch that sucker off. Oh man. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness. This might be the worst carb I've ever seen. Throttle is completely seized. Man, I really don't know if this is going to be salvageable. We got all that scungeel coming out of there. It's not good. It's not good. Oh man. Heyo. That's cool. Got both of them off. That's surprising. Alright, next up, let's get this gas tank off of here too. Because that, either way, would have to be all cleaned up. And that little guy in there. There we go. Okay. I think I'm gonna even try to get the exhaust and stuff out of the way because it's gonna need to come off of there anyways. Hello? Is anybody living in there? Woo-wee! Alright, well, let's get some mystery oil down the hole and hopefully we can get this thing broken free. It might just be so damaged though. It's so crusty and dry. I'm afraid that jug's gonna just be rusted, just solid. But let's see what we can do. Alright. Alright, next we're going to get this cover off. That way we can get a wrench on there and have a little bit more power when we're turning on this thing. Is that bad? Some little bro had a home in here for sure. Let's do a little bit more PB down here. And then we'll try turning on this thing. I'm not going to do too much right this second. I just want to... Oh! Oh! Okay. Alright, I'm going to go back. There's definitely a stiff part here. Right about there. So what I'm going to do is lower the piston back down. Try to keep it off of that stiff spot because that's probably where the cylinder is either rusted or damaged. Let's get this coil off. Slide the governor and all that out of the way. Okie doke. I guess while we're here, let's just get the valve cover off. Come on, baby. Yeah. Holy moly. That seemed very, very loose. Like, that just came off. The push rod loose. Let's start by taking apart the top end and seeing what's up. Chill, bro. Uh-oh. Yeah. So as I thought, we got a valve completely stuck. I'll leave that alone for now. Keep digging in here, but oh man. Holy moly. This one looks just completely welded in place with rust. Not good. The cylinder looks toast. Not good at all, guys. Some major rust. Alright, let's pull this sucker out. Okay. Cage is off. Stay right in there. Put a little pry on the back of this thing. Now this guy has to come off. Power. Alright. Nasty. Alright, let's pop these suckers off of here. Nah, I'm in love with it. Come on, baby. There we go. How dare you? How dare you? Cam actually looks really good. Like very little wear, if any. He's so silly. My magnet. Oh, strong. Magnet. All right. I can't move the piston. Oh, so close. There we go. Not too bad though. Okay. What is going on? Okay. There's that. That looks pretty good too. There you go. Hold that for me. Okay, now can we get the piston out? Woo! Oh man, yeah, all those rings. See, it's a good thing we did this. Rings are completely seized in there. Wow. Like, am I losing my mind? Maybe this thing sat for like 20 years. It's like really bad. Oil sensor. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to get this thing cleaned up. So, might just throw it in the parts washer. Get that bearing there, but you know what? I think we can spray those out and lube them up nice and it'll be fine. want to try to do this without getting the bearings super wet. All right. Everything's looking nice and clean now. So let's go ahead and give this a quick hone and see if we can get it looking nice again. It'll be a small miracle if we get this thing up and running good. Alright, let's get a little bit of oil on the hone as well. There we go. That's all soaked in there nice. Still some staining, but man, it looks a lot better. I don't really see many options here besides soaking this. Obviously, if we were replacing the rings, which I don't think I have any rings here, it'd be one story, but to reuse them, we have to be super, super careful here. Alright guys, we're back. It's not looking very good. I let that piston soak overnight, and that bottom ring is just seized onto there. It like will not come off, and I think we're going to damage the piston. So to be on the safe side, I ordered a couple parts last night thinking that this might happen, and after looking at that carb, that I don't know. We'll open it up to take a look, but I'm pretty sure that carburetor is too far gone. So we have a new piston. We have nice little new carburetor for it. That came with a nice new air filter, so that's sweet. Spark plug, fuel line, stuff like that. There's the new piston. So, lucked out, was able to get all this stuff in overnight. So what we need to do now is get the rod off of this one. And then we'll dive into this head here. That is just horrible. Horrible. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but that's a lot of rust all around those valves. So we did get that one to release, so that's a good thing. And I did quickly check the rods, push rods, and they are not bent, surprisingly. I thought maybe the one where that valve was hung up might have been bent, but I think because of how we ended up breaking it loose, we spared ourselves of damaging anything, because we kind of lucked out, kind of just popped loose for us. So, and then this has to be cleaned up big time. I mean, all the ports are super gunked up. And then I was a little concerned about the valve seals, because it does not look good when you look up in there. So I went up into the attic and I found this random bag of stuff, and wouldn't you know, there's 2 valve seals in there. Now this is all from a 212, so I'm not sure if it's compatible. I think it is. So we'll crack that open and see if we can make that work. So let's start by stripping down this piston and then getting into this head, and hopefully we can get everything put back together and get this baby running today. Let's do it. Alright, first things first, let's get this clip out of here. Get our wrist pin out. Okay, all that looks pretty good. Thou. Second compression ring. Also 12. So that'll all work good. Some oil action on here. Goes with the arrow. Just like that. Make sure that's fully seated. Okay, good to go. Alright, I never have any luck with these stupid ones, but I'll give it a try. Hey! It actually worked. I just cranked it extremely tight. Okay. Now we'll get our followers in. Okay. we go. Got a little bit more going on in here. Alright, these are all the same size. Okay, now for this guy. This going to need some serious cleaning here. But before we get too crazy with it, let's just see if we can get these valves out. See what that looks like. So you have a stem cap on the exhaust only. Oh, with these factory ones, they're so weak you can usually just press them right out with your fingers like I just did. Alright, so we got these Hornady punches here, and there's some plastic ones. Which hopefully can jostle these out without messing anything up. Bam! We moving? Oh yeah. Golly, that don't look good, guys. Oh, there we go. We got it. Oh. Well, that looks like shatata. That's nasty. But it might not be as bad as it looks. Bright side. Okay. Studs out. Alright, start by just kind of giving her a gentle scrub. Alright, she is looking a lot better. So you can see I got the exhaust cleaned up pretty good. There's a little bit of carbon in there still. And then on the intake side, there's still a little bit of rust right there on that very edge. I'll give it a couple more scrapes here. Alright, that is looking so much better. So off camera, I took the intake valve, scrubbed it really good. You can see that's also looking a lot better. Or sorry, that was the exhaust valve. The intake valve, looking a lot better. That was a lot of rust in there. Okay. So we should be able to lap the intake. The exhaust feels coated, so we won't do that one. Okay, I won't get too crazy there. Looking good. Make sure we got the right one. Intake. Exhaust. Valve seal. So the two valve seals in there now. All right, let's see if we can get these springs back on by hand. I think we can. Easy peasy. You know what? I remember the one that had that little mark on it was on the exhaust, so let's just put that back the way it was. Just like that. Okay. Beautiful. And then our exhaust gets the little stem cap. All that seems to be moving wonderfully. Make sure Rods are nice and clean. I'll drop a little bit of oil down here. Okay. I'm gonna actually back those back off just a hair. Get some oil on these. I believe it's 6 on the intake, 8 on the exhaust. Let me double check. That's correct. Okay. One more check, make sure they're tight. Good to go. Alright, now we can get our flywheel and stuff back on. Okay, we'll give it a try. Okay, beautiful. While we're here, we'll do the spark plug. Seems good. Might as well get our carb on while we're right here. Alright, see if we can remember how this all layered on here. Should be gasket. That plate. Another gasket. Carburetor. Gasket. Okay, I'll leave it like that for now. Okay, got the cover cleaned up a little. Okay, that's working. Uh-oh, I don't remember. There we go. I'm thinking green goes to green. Black to black. And black to black. So I think that just comes out of the oil sensor into this little guy that, I don't know, triggers a ground maybe or something, and then that's what can shut the thing down. But if you don't start, we'll revisit that because that'll probably be the problem. Alright, let's see if we can remember how these links went. I'm pretty sure the big one goes here. Alright, battery died. So yeah, it looks like it comes up into that one there. And then when you move the throttle, it allows everything else to move. Okay, that's a lot better now. Got our gasket on. air filter. Okie doke. Let's get this sucker back on top of the machine and hook up the exhaust. And I think we'll be good to give her a little try here. Alright, I got it bolted on there. Let's go ahead and get some oil in it, and then we'll check and see if we have spark. Alright, before we get the exhaust on, let's just go ahead and check for spark here. Right in there, you should see a little light. Okay, so spark looks great. Alright, let's get the exhaust on. Spark's all good. Let's test our compression. And we are good to put some gas in it and try to start this baby. Alright, so accounting for the fact that there's a compression release, we're at about 75. I think we'll be okay. Okay, let's put some gas in it, see what happens. Okay, we're gonna need a spark plug. Let's not forget that. That came with the kit. I haven't checked the gap or anything. I'm assuming it's right. Alright, so kill switch. Give her a little choke. She's already idled all the way down. Look how smooth that thing is running. Quiet, too. They definitely jump around a lot. I don't know why they didn't put a... I didn't notice a balance shaft inside this when we built it. Maybe because it's just on the log splitter there. Definitely got some vibration. Oh, I see something dripping. Okay, that's good though. It tells us where some of that leaking was. How is that coming around that much? All right, cleaned it up, and I put this wrench on there, and it was pretty loose. So we'll fire it up, let it idle for a second, see if it does that again. I wouldn't say it was like hand tight or anything. What's up with that? See that? Guess I could. Alright guys, we are back. It's the next morning. We got 4 more gallons of hydraulic fluid. That should get us to where we need to be. Also, last night, I took a little better look at this situation. It was bugging me, and I'm like, I gotta check this out before I go inside. And what looked like hydraulic fluid ended up being water. So I cleaned up the area really good. I even chipped off all that bubbly paint in this area here to see if that was like anything significant, and no, it was just basically surface rust. So then I started looking at the wheel, and the whole hub was just completely filled with rusty, dirty water. I'm assuming from sitting. That rear seal was kind of dislodged a little bit, and I think water got in there. And then what happened was the vibrations from the machine running started to push the water out. That's why we only saw it when it was running, and that's why I assumed it was some sort of leak. So I think as far as the leaks go, we are now good to go. We got the hose leak fixed, we got the filter leak fixed, and now we got what we thought was a leak near the tank rectified. We are good to go. So let's get this fluid in and fire this thing up. I did notice this area here is really sticky and rusty. So once we're able to move the piston, we'll probably hit this with a wire wheel and then maybe get some lube in there or something just to help it slide a little bit better. Again, I'm not a hydraulic expert. From what I've read, I think the best way to bleed it is just to slowly like move it a little bit at a time back and forth and keep going further. From what I've read, I guess that's how you do it on these. So yeah, let's get that fluid in there, fire this thing up, we'll let it warm up a bit, and then we will start to try to bleed this cylinder, and then we'll get that slide area here not so roughed up so everything moves freely. Alright guys, she is good to go. We still got that issue with the broken cap, but it doesn't seem to be affecting anything. So let's grab a log and test this baby out, see how she does. Something a little bit harder. Well guys, we did it. That was one heck of a journey, but we got through it. Everything seems good, no leaks, plenty of power. Feels like it's all there. Not bad for a minute or so. So yeah, next up is that big old stack of wood over there. Get that all split up. Man, I did not think this thing would see the light of day, at least in that configuration. I thought for sure we'd have to do a new engine on it. Anyways guys, I really appreciate you watching. Hopefully it was a little interesting. I know those, simple single cylinder 4-strokes. They're pretty basic, but it was kind of interesting to see how far gone it could actually be. Granted, we did replace the carburetor, but that cylinder and those valves, that was really, really bad. Some of the worst I've ever seen, honestly, when it comes to that style of engine. You know, and to still hold, you know, solid compression the way it did, to run that smooth. I don't think it ran that good before. And who knows, I mean, remember the ring gap was massive in that thing, so it probably didn't run that good. Maybe it did when it was new, but I didn't experience it new. So anyways, up next, we got a bunch of dirt bike stuff happening. We got to get that suspension done on the 250FX Yamaha, and then there's a bunch of other stuff going on as well. So again, I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you're into this kind of content, and I will see you guys on the next one.